Hello, my moth friends. I don't think I've ever read for you before. Maybe I'm wrong, but let's see. So moth, of course, would be the air element. And let's see. And I was not organized enough to look this up beforehand. Well, I just shuffled everything out, so. All right. Moth, impulsive, hasty, wishful. Interesting. The moth is sure the grass is greener on the other side. Moth energy is at play when we're attracted to easy solutions or anything shiny and new. This can lead to unfinished projects, disappointment, or burnout. It's helpful to remind moth personalities that life is complex. No matter the illusion, no one is exempt from the trials and tribulations of this great journey. Practice seeing life as an infinite mystery rather than wishing it were easier or different. When in balance, enthusiastic and whimsical. When out of balance, idealizes others, jittery. To bring into balance, finish a project. I think the moth has ADHD. Maybe you have ADHD, but it sounded a lot like someone with ADHD. You don't have to have ADHD. It's just, that's what it sounded like to me. Okay, now let's look at the tea leaf cards. These are here, of course, to help you determine whether or not this is your reading. First we have Inkpot, problems to be resolved. That one is kind of a theme, I guess, since it is your extra 7th bonus card. All right, Valley, deep personal strength and peace that assures success. And Hand, in need of help, assistance, and guidance. So I'm thinking that deep personal strength and peace has not quite happened yet. But you're working on it. You've recognized the need for it, and you would like to have it. That's a really wonderful thing. Most people don't even recognize the importance of it. Next, we have Carrot, opportunity or windfall, and 4-leaf clover, great good fortune. I would also, opportunity or windfall, so maybe a new job, maybe that could even be an investment opportunity. Or maybe you're getting commissions or bonuses or something like that. Then we have Broom, new home, new attitude, and chair filled. Someone new is entering your life. So perhaps someone has moved in with you, or you have moved in with someone else. Either way, it sounds like the start of something. Let's see what's going on. And we'll go with the Tarot of Mystical Moments. What is going on with you? Desire for rapid progress, but we have some stagnation here. Well, uncertainty, shall we say. Perhaps there's some things that you don't want to let go of. It looks like, yeah, we have the 6 of Swords again, uncertain, and we have the 4 of Wands, your community, lifelong friends, family members. Progress would in some way mean perhaps leaving behind some or maybe many of your community, of the people that you thought were permanent fixtures in your life. So there is some reluctance to do that, even though there's a desire for rapid progress and the desire for healing. But again, if healing means a massive change to your life, which it looks like it might, a connection to the divine, a strengthened connection to the divine, and becoming the King of Wands. So the King of Wands has control over their emotions, over their temper, their impatience, their desire to move, because they don't like standing still. So all of the court cards in this deck are pictured as female to hopefully get across the point that these are aspects of the personality that everyone should have regardless of your gender. Okay. You are well on your way, I think, to becoming this King of Wands. The King of Wands is courageous and brave, a good leader, lots of charisma. Again, they have that tendency towards being a little bit of a hothead, being impatient, not always as considerate of others as they should be, but this is a King of Wands in the upright, and if you're doing all of this healing, this connection to the divine, once you turn this fully upright, which I think is going to happen, then you'll probably be a much better balanced King of Wands and probably moving into whatever suit it is that you need to work on next. But let's see what the universe has to say about all this. Interesting. We have bird on a wire, a blabbermouth, a backstabbing blabbermouth, loose lips, gossip, news travels, manipulative, untrustworthy chatterbox. And then we have dominoes, strategic planning. So this is all very Two of Wands, which is what you have here. Or is that Two of Swords? Two of Swords, sorry. Never mind. Strategic planning, precise, gain momentum, set in motion, cause and effect, progress, execution, chain reaction, lineup, butterfly effect. All of this leading to the being reborn. This down here, this healing. You don't want to be talked about. And yet, I don't think you're going to be able to avoid it. So, you may be feeling very vulnerable right now, in addition to everything else that's going on. You don't want to alienate your community, obviously, but you suspect that you're going to have to leave many of them behind. You've probably been masking your changes. It's a normal part of the process. It's interesting because I feel like there's some spiritual awakening going on here, but we haven't had the Judgment card come out. Maybe it's not recent. Maybe you've just been working your way through the process for a while now. Steering a course on top of the strategizing card. Interesting. So you've really been thinking a lot about how you want to progress and move through this, through these changes that are happening inside you. You want to be in charge of how they manifest in your life. Things have been difficult, but you are deeply committed. All in for what you love. Reawaken lost hopes. Manifest deepest desire. And it says family. Welcome. Alert. Arrival. Announce. Someone is coming. Transition. Visit. Opportunity knocks. Or return. Connect. And choices. You also have something about opportunity. You had the carrot card come out with your tea leaf cards. You've been persistent. This, yeah, new things on the horizon. I'm a little confused by this beaver, loons, and doorbell row. Maybe it makes sense to you. You got new home, new attitude, someone new is entering your life in your tea leaf cards. Now you have new things on the horizon, determined, along with the loon, which is also determined, deeply committed, all in for what you love, reawaken lost hope, and an arrival or transition, an opportunity, perhaps a visit. And now we have snowflake. So something very unique, a delicate situation, vulnerable, handle with care. We also have change of state or transient. Precise. There's another card that says precise. I'm seeing that King of Wands impatience here, but the necessity to take a leisurely pace. Have a leisurely pace as you progress through this process, whatever it is. We have you or the person on your mind being a woman or presenting as a woman. And again, a reference to movement on top of the race car. But oh, there it is. In a hurry to go public. So you are moving from the mask energy, the sheltering, hiding yourself, protecting your community, protecting the connections with your community, into going public and being heard. Wider audience, speak up. Bold, major announcement. Okay. It's not the end of the journey. I hope you know that. Okay, let's see, which ones do I get for you now? None of these feel right to me. What happens if you do this? You go public with whatever it is. what's the divine's opinion on you going public? We did have the Page of Swords, which can be a messenger. So, messenger, movement, message, travel, progress, full speed ahead. But then the iceberg, more than meets the eye, look deeper. And here we have my ADHD card. So, I think your impatience maybe, or impulse control issues may be an issue. I'm not really getting that you should go faster, that you should rush to this great announcement. Make sure that everyone involved is prepared for your great announcement. If there's someone else that would be immediately impacted or is part of your great announcement, then you should make sure that they are on board with doing that now, or however it is you want to do it. I don't think you're all that decided about it, though. We have clouds, thoughts, problems, doubts, hesitation, beyond view, unclear, confusion, indecision, misunderstandings. Yeah, the squirrel is suggesting there's some communication issues too. You also have that moth energy, so you tend to be distracted by the bright, shiny objects. So I don't think you have made a definite decision. I think you're thinking it over and thinking it over. You did have a lot of uncertain cards in your tarot too. I'm kind of surprised the Two of Wands didn't come out for you in reverse. Radical break from the past, deep changes, displaced, makeover. Yeah. Forced change. So one thing about, so this shows a seedling being transplanted. So going back to my gardening experience, when you transplant a seedling, they need time to recover. They need time to grow new roots, to expand their root system. So being transplanted is always a bit of a shock. It takes time. You can't just start from where you were. You have to give yourself a little time to recover. All right. I think we'll go with the shaman cards today. Got Holy Mountain, possibly Wind. I have to see about Wind. So these do kind of have reversed meanings, but I usually just read all of them because I don't find the reversed meanings to be, sometimes they are definitely quite different, and sometimes I feel like they apply just as much. So I read them both. All right, Wind 63 and Mountain 25. 63. The essence. The symbol of the wind represents the element of air. It rules communication, thought, song, and inspired ideas. It also signifies change with qualities both positive and negative. The wind blows from each of the 4 directions, and there are different qualities bestowed by each. South, carrying a new sense of trust, helping you gently begin to discard habits and parts of you that are no longer needed. West, calling you to be more introspective, to a willingness to make final decisions to let go of attachment and ego desires. North, moving to bring you wisdom and strength. East, carrying clarity of vision and purpose. Whichever way the wind is blowing for you, the message, which the wind whispers or shouts, is a challenge. It may take courage at first to turn and face the wind, but you will find exultation in moving toward it and receiving its lessons. The invitation. When the spirit of the wind comes calling, it's a sign of change. Perhaps you need to change your mind about something. Perhaps an old way of doing things has become automatic, and now that you've gained greater clarity, you can make a new choice. Regardless of what the change is, you can expect to be understood and to have clear communication with others at this time. Ideas are solid, and the shift that is being called for is in the highest good of all. Medicine. When wind comes as a medicine, you're being invited to recognize the value of chaos. Windstorms provide necessary chaos to clear the air and spread seeds so plants and trees can take root in new fields. Right now, it may seem as if your world has been turned upside down, but this is a temporary storm that will blow over. Perhaps communication has broken down between you and another, or your many to-do lists are overwhelming you. The medicine is to simplify, slow down, course correct if you need to, and wait out the storm to clean things up. Just know that all storms have great value if you can remain neutral during their course. Greater clarity and good things will come from it all. Remember, this too shall pass. Well, I definitely felt like both could apply to you, or did apply to you, or maybe some applied to some of you and some to others. I don't know. The Holy Mountain, the essence. Native peoples around the earth recognize mountains as places of great power where one encounters spirit or where the gods or goddesses reside. In ancient Greece, Mount Olympus was the home of the 12 main gods and goddesses. In Peru, pilgrims climbed the ice-capped Mount Osagate to receive the starlight and bring fire to the earth. The invitation. The Holy Mountain invites you to go on a sacred pilgrimage to acquire vision and perspective. First, you must accept the present situation as an opportunity to discover higher understanding. Find a sacred altar where others who came before you have prayed and found wisdom, and make your offering there. Make a commitment to walk with courage, love, and compassion until you see with clarity the perfection of all. The medicine. When the Holy Mountain shows up, it is time to be active. Do not let your doubts deter you and keep you bound. This is a time to leap over challenges and to remember that from the top of the mountain there are no obstacles, only beauty, and an unobstructed view of the entire earth. And there's no need to go shopping for the right hiking boots or camping equipment to climb the Holy Mountain. You already have all the gear you need. Overcome any lethargy, indolence, and laziness, as these are the real obstacles. Interesting. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I am wishing you all the best. Till next time.